Hi, good afternoon. Hi, Jason.
Hey David, how are you?
Good. Hi, Dr. Sue.
Hi, how are
It's
you?
good. It's been a while. Thanks for coming.
Of course. Wish it was in
John,
person.
John,
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if we know each other, but we work. I'm over at Romaine. I think we
I
met
am
maybe
I, I
one.
am resident, right?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, now I'm an
Right.
associate. Yeah,
Yeah, congratulations.
yeah,
Thanks for being involved with STEM.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. No, thank you. Thank you both. Hey, Akiro, so what else have you handed over the gauntlet for my being host, or what else needs to happen? You still there, Akiro?
Yes, sorry, I was having my own technical issues, but
Oh, that's
now I can
okay.
hear you. So
Um,
yeah, streaming's on, and I just passed host to you. So let me see, um, if I can just let it go.
okay.
I think I should be good to go actually. So you're full array now, so
All right. So when we're done, I just hit end and that'll stop the stream too, or
yes.
okay.
So once it ends, I think I might have to. I'll just watch the stream on YouTube side, and then if it does just cut off, I'll just cut off from there too.
Okay. Now what
Mhm.
about what about recording? Is that
So
so
it
I would need
will.
to do that or
So it'll be archived automatically on YouTube. So you don't
oh that's
necessarily have to do the recording manually on Zoom. So
yeah,
we
that's
could,
fine.
yeah, we could just keep it on YouTube.
Okay, okay. All right.
All
Well,
right,
thank you, sir.
no problem.
All
See
right,
ya.
see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
All right, someone else is coming in.
So David, just so you know, I have patience to see at 1:20, but I thought I'd hop on for a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, great to have you. Hopefully you'll get to hear some of the students
Yeah.
do their piece before you have to leave. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Mary. Thanks for joining. I think I saw Patrick on here. Oh, let's see. All right. Hi, everyone. Hi, Mary. I saw you for a second. So while we're waiting for other folks to join in, if you'd like, or if you could, put your, let's see, what did I write in the agenda? Name and organization in the chat. If you're a student, you could just put your name and STEM Academy, and then we can kind of see who's who. Patrick, are you in that actual room or is that like a background?
It was like this is a part of my dining room actually. I like sectioned it off, put some floor mats, pinned them to the ceiling, and made it work.
That is awesome. All right, all right. One of the features of being back in school in person is increased ventilation, which also means intense air conditioning. So it is freezing everywhere in our school, which gives me an opportunity to wear my tweeds, so I can't be that upset. Cool. Thank you, Patricio. Thank you, Jalissa, Dr. Gilbert, Mary, and Ms. Molly. We, you count as an attendee too, so feel free. Ashley, Tuti, Kimberly, glad you guys are here. Miriam,
Hi, Mister.
hi.
Hello, everyone.
So I'll go ahead and I will put a link to the agenda in the chat, and I'll share my screen as well. There you go. Oh, hi, Dr. Chawla. Glad you could make it.
All right. Good to see you.
Yeah, I know you've got a busy afternoon with Zoom business.
Yeah, we have our link learning session right soon after this, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. You and Patrick. That's exciting. Thanks for doing that too.
Yeah, we're excited. Thanks for allowing us to be part of it. I know Patrick's stoked too.
Yeah,
I
right.
think he's on the call.
He is. He is.
I'm excited, yeah.
And that's not a virtual background. That's a real place. It's awesome. And Brenda, hi. Thanks for joining us. I didn't think it was Osiris. I had a feeling it was you.
You know, last year when the whole Zoom surge happened, I signed in his name or something. He needed the Zoom link, so we put his name in. And for a whole year, I've had to rename myself, and I don't know how to. And everybody's like, just go to the settings, log in, and I'm like, I've done everything. So short of me buying stock and being on the board of Zoom, I don't know how to change it.
You're forever Osiris.
Yeah, it's okay.
Now on.
He's a good kid. I'll take it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there are some Zoom features that persist regardless of our best efforts. Oh wow, I didn't know you guys knew each other. Heidi and Dr. Sue.
Mentor.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, how cool is that?
I know.
Oh my
Heidi is the
word.
best. Very proud of her.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, couldn't have summed it up better. Couldn't have summed it up better. Let's see here. I want to give, oh, hey, Sal. Welcome, welcome. So we're just having people put their name and organization in the chat. If you're a student, you can just put your name in STEM Academy. If you're not, then your name and the place or organization that you like to associate yourself with. So I want to give it another minute before we fully get started for our esteemed principal to join. So let's see here. Maybe shrink that. There we go. Can you all see the agenda?
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Wow, we got a good roster here. So let me just check in. And we are streaming on our YouTube channel, which got at least one more subscriber today. That was me. So that's very exciting. And this is where that this meeting will be archived as well. But to sort of give you a little overview of today, today, I mean, we try to make many of our meetings student focused, but I think this one is a bit more so than others in that we really want to focus on, excuse me, the experiences of perhaps, us being a school, our most important community, that of the students. So we brought back several, if not all of the students from the fall meeting who spoke to you about how they were experiencing remote learning and what that was like for them. And we have them here again so that they can share their experiences from this past year and let you know how their opinions have changed, anything that they've picked up along the way and just where they're at now. In addition, we've got some of our esteemed seniors sharing their experiences from the past year, from some of the pathway internships that they've been involved with. So those are the main things we have in store, and I think I think it'll be pretty interesting. So let me just see. Okay, people made it in. Welcome, Mr. Bogan.
Hi,
Welcome, Catherine.
everyone. Hi, sorry. I just got done from lunch supervision. Welcome. This is the last meeting of the school year, right?
It
I
is.
can't believe it.
It is.
Yes. So we're rounding out 5 more weeks and then we'll be done with the year. I'm really excited about the end of the school year, not because it's ending, but because of the way it's ending. So I'm really happy at the turn that the public health situation regarding COVID-19 has taken, with all of the reductions in the number of cases and deaths, specifically in Los Angeles and in California in general. It's allowed us to reopen school in a hybrid format, and it's been just a joy to see students and teachers back on campus. I want to really thank this committee and the teachers, this board, for helping us transition a lot of the things that makes them amazing into the virtual format. I think that has gone really well. And what I'm hoping for the next year is that we maintain some kind of a hybrid presence. What I mean by that is, even though we are hopefully on campus, in person, probably masked, but not 6 feet apart, some kind of a situation like that, what I'm hoping is that our professional collaborators, our advisory board members will continue to have the convenience of Zooming into meetings, or to project judges, or being project judges, or science fair judges, all those things virtually if they want, or it's more convenient for them. We were kind of already ahead of our time and starting to transition a lot of our meetings in that direction through live streaming on YouTube and things like that. But with Zoom, I think we can do that to a better degree, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also really excited that the pandemic has yielded some exciting new partnerships with ACE, with expansion of our partnership with Kaiser, expansion of our partnership with Woodbury University. It's been a really exciting year, despite all the challenges and tragedies that a lot of us are grieving. And I just want to say that there is no better group of individuals I would be stuck in a pandemic with than the people at STEM and our partners. And I'm really, really grateful for that. I'm hoping that if any of you have ideas for transitioning back to school, that you can share them with me. Anything that comes from the point of view of a partner. I know we have students here from point of view of students and teachers, because those STEM is all about growing, changing, adapting, and I want to invite that kind of collaboration and contribution, because that is what helps us get better at what we do. That's it. Welcome again, everyone. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to duck out because I do have another meeting at 1:30, but I wanted to make sure I was here and welcomed everyone. And are we recording this?
We are. We're
Yes.
streaming live on YouTube, so that's where it will live after this.
Okay, perfect. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure I can go back and watch the things I missed. So that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bagian. All right. So yeah, I will in the agenda, which you all have, but I'll put the link to the form in the chat as well. There's a form that you can fill out that was available last time to offer whatever kind of support, suggestions, etc., that you might have for our return in the fall, or anything else that you'd like to work on with us or help develop. But At this point, without further ado, I'd like to introduce or really reintroduce our student panel from the fall that had spoken to you. So let's see, we had Ashley and Tuti and Julissa, Heidi, Kelly, Ingrid, and I'm not sure if Edgar and Shaylee are here, but we've got oh, you are here, Edgar. Awesome. Oh, that's okay. So if you guys remember, there were some sort of general questions for you last time where we started things off, and let me bring them up. Questions like, you know, what's remote learning like for you? What are some challenges? But to start things off, and after this, those of you who are present, feel free to take it from there and ask questions that you might have of our panel. But the first one that I'd like to ask is basically this. With over a full year of remote learning now under your belt, how has it affected you? How has online learning impacted you? How has it changed your views on the learning process and school in general? So why don't we start with that?
Okay, I'll go first. I'm so sorry, my camera's not on. I'm not able to turn it on for some reason. But
Actually, that's okay. One other thing I wanted to add to the students, if you wouldn't mind just at least for your first response, just saying your name, grade level, and pathway, and then continuing, just so we can have some context.
okay. I'm Ashley Escobar. I am in the engineering pathway, and I'm a senior. So, how online learning has affected me? It's affected me like, so sorry, so loud. It's affected me in like many ways because it's really hard for me to stay focused at home. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment, and I have 2 younger siblings, which makes it extremely hard because I'm having to multitask all the time, and it's just harder for me to stay focused. And how it's changed my views on learning and just school in general is, well, I see it as like we've tried like both ways of learning now. We've gone to in-person school, and thanks to this pandemic, now we've done online school. So now we've seen like both ways, and we kind of, it's still hard to adjust. Like I haven't fully adjusted, but it's not as hard as it was at the beginning because our whole lives we've been going to in-person school. But yeah, like it has definitely been really hard, but I just view school like as like it not being as hard anymore, since I kind of know how like virtual school is now. And yeah, it helped also like with like we know more like resources online and stuff like that. So yeah.
I want to add on to what Ashley said. I think that not only has online school taught us, the bad side of, having to learn everything online and stuff and kind of be like antisocial now, but I think it also has brought out like creativity in most students. Like I see it in STEM all the time, how students are constantly trying to, they're staying motivated. Like how, I don't know, but they're trying to stay motivated, and they're doing all these things. And like me being part of leadership, I see how like in leadership we're trying to do the most, and our creativity is shining. And I think that's something that we can take out of this pandemic.
Well said. Tuti, could you do your brief introduction? Just tell us what pathway, grade
I'm
level.
sorry. I'm Ashley Hernandez, but they call me Tuti. I'm a senior in the medical pathway.
Mr. Trachtenberg, can they Could the students also share, if they're seniors, where they're going to school next year?
Yeah, I think that'd be, as long as they know and they're comfortable sharing, absolutely.
Yeah, sharing. Yeah.
Tuti, you've told me, and I'm very excited about it, but do you mind sharing with them where you're headed?
Yeah, I'll be heading to UC Berkeley in the fall. Thank you.
And Ms. Escobar, do you mind sharing your plans with us as well?
Yeah, I will be attending SMC.
Nice. Great suggestion, Mary. Thank you. So for the rest of our other student panelists, if you'd like to weigh in, please do. The question was basically, now that you've had all this time doing remote learning, how has it impacted you? How has it changed the way you view school and learning in general?
So hi, my name is Heidi. I'm in 12th grade and I go to STEM Academy and I'll be going to Cal State LA next year. I agree with what the both of Ashley say, and I also think that because of this pandemic and the fact that we've been virtual, it makes me value in person a lot because I get very tired of just staring at a screen all day, and also I live in a single and I have my mom who takes care of babies, so they're always running around and it's always very noisy. And sometimes it's very hard because my sister's also in school, and so we have to kind of share a space and we're like, okay, you'll be quiet, okay, I'll be quiet. And we kind of alternate. So it's very hard. But we got this.
I guess I'll go next. Hi, my name is Edward Garcia. I'm a current senior in the engineering pathway. And I guess after careful consideration, I'll be studying civil engineering at San Francisco State University. And I guess for me, it's changed me a lot. I used to enjoy going to school every single day, staying after school and like working in the college center. But now I kind of just see it as a chore. It's home has put me in too much of a comfortable environment where I feel like I just became lazy now and I don't like it. um, I feel like in for online learning, it's easier to get good grades, but it's harder to learn. And once you don't have the material down, it's gonna like I feel like it's gonna backfire on me later on. And that's personally what I don't like. It's very hard for me as well because I do share a room with my sister, and she does have her own job and she's working from home right now. So when she wakes up, I have to get up and either go to the living room or to my parents' room if they're still like if they haven't gone to work already. But yeah, it's very difficult at first, but now I feel like I've transitioned into this custom a bit more. But I wish we'd go back to school, honestly, but not like just sitting it down in one desk.
Thank you for that, Edgar. I agree with the majority of your sentiments for sure. Really with what everyone said. So we've heard from a number of our upperclassmen. Do we have any of our 10th graders or freshmen who would like to offer their take on it?
Yeah, I'll go next. First, I'd like to apologize for not turning on my camera. My internet is very off right now. But basically, with online learning, I think that it's definitely changed my perspective a lot. I personally was a student that was always on top of my work, and I think the like pressure of being on campus helped with that because we would use that work the next day either to correct it with a partner or you can talk about it with the person next to you. And now I can't really do that. So I think that's pushed me back a bit, like motivation wise. Also, the fact that in class, if I get lost at some point, I could turn to the person next to me and ask for help, or it's easier to I feel like it's easier to ask the teacher when you're in a classroom than online when you have different people jumping in, not knowing who's going to talk when, and you can't just turn to the person next to you to ask for help.
Absolutely. It's tough to have a group discussion on Zoom, that's for sure. Julissa, would you like to add anything? If you're here.
I think she just arrived.
Oh, she just got here. Oh, okay. I think she might have been here earlier. But I will leave it open for panelists to ask questions of their own and for other students to contribute as they see fit.
Actually, I have a question and I would love to just put it out there before I leave. So I recognize almost all of the student faces that are with us here today. And I'm really curious. I've talked to some of you about this already, but I'm very curious about what contributed to your decision to come back or not to come back on campus. And what are some things that you've become aware of since your friends or you have come back to campus?
Oh, I'm not part of this group, but I chose to go back to school. I didn't go today because of just reasons, but well, I got my second dose, so I'm pretty good on that, but also I figured that hopefully a change in environment would help my work and hopefully my motivation as well. Um, Also, for when we do go back to school, I figured it'd be a bit better to slowly transition through hybrid so that when we go back to school, it isn't just a slap in the face. So I thought it'd be helpful in that sense.
I can answer that. I'm Jaleesa Morales. I'm a junior. I'm in an engineering pathway. I chose to stay like remote because like I have classes after. Like I chose to do like other classes from different schools, like outside of STEM, and I wouldn't really be able to be on time. Like I take an animation class, so like going back home, I would be like on the bus and I would have to like be on Zoom, and the class is really hands-on, so it didn't really work for me. Like I really did want to go back to campus. Like I kind of missed like not being like I kind of miss being on campus, seeing the teachers and the students, but it personally didn't work for me. But next semester, I'm excited if we're going back finally. So I'm really excited about that.
For me, I guess it was kind of the same situation as Jalissa's. I do work a job, so the schedule for school, because you have to stay on campus and stuff. And like I think I've mentioned this before, I do have ADHD, so I would not like just sitting in one seat for the entire day. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. But the schedule here, I know because it ends like for the Monday classes and the Thursday classes for 1, 2, 3. I know we get an hour off, so that gives me an extra like hour to get ready for work and transition over there. So yeah.
I'd like to address that.
Well, I'm not sure who was first, but Brenda, I think you're unmuted, so.
Okay. I'd like to address it just being as a parent of a senior. When the hybrid was presented, whether or not our son wanted to go to school or stay, he chose to stay home. For him, he is for him particular, he has maintained his grades, his projects, him staying home. I think, I don't know if it motivated him more or less, or it was the same. I did ask him if he wanted to go back and he didn't. And I haven't seen for him particular a change in a drop of grades or his attendance. I know he gets up every morning, attends his classes, turns in his homework on time, and communicates within his classrooms and the teachers. And I know he's probably a very small percentage that has maintained his thriving academic school year.
Nina, if you wanted to go next.
I hope my audio I'm having some difficulty with, so my question may drop out and not be clear. I wanted to come back to Jaleesa's comment about taking some other courses online. Could you tell us some, or anybody that's done this, what are they courses that are located within the school district, or are they, what kind of courses are these that you're taking?
So like last semester I did a program. So it was like, it wasn't really like Zoom. I had just had to like fill out the program myself on a certain time schedule. And what I've been doing recently, so like Miss Dabagian like releases like in her newspapers about other courses you can. So I like scroll down and then it allows you to enlist like other classes that you want to take. Like they're part of the LAUSD district. So I would just like sign up for the class. Yeah, that's what basically it would go.
Are these the enrichment classes? Ah.
I'm not so sure. I didn't really pay attention like that.
Yes, they
Mr.
are.
Bagian said yes.
But yeah, I thought it was really helpful and I thought it was fun.
What were some of the more memorable courses that you took?
I say the favorite one that I took was the business class. I found it really interesting. And also I got to learn how taxes look like and how to fill out bills. So it was nice. I really enjoyed it.
I'm going to piggyback on that. That has been another really interesting upside from the pandemic is that not only LAUSD, but almost all of the community colleges are offering additional course offerings. They normally offer course offerings for high school students anyway, but they're also offering a wider range of synchronous and asynchronous virtual courses for high schoolers. And that's been, sorry, it's super loud in the office right now. But these courses have been really great, especially for the younger students, the 9th and 10th graders who are really taking advantage, along with our juniors and seniors. So that's been really cool for us to see that. I hope it continues because I think it helps students to have access to enrichment courses that are virtual because it fits into their schedule a little bit more seamlessly.
Just to keep the discussion going, I'm curious, and I think I know the answer, but if you know how to use the raise your hand function and you're a student, raise your hand if you participated in either an internship or a volunteer type opportunity this past year, either virtual, otherwise, etc. If you know how. Or you could put in the chat, like, I did, me. I'm seeing a lot of hands.
Ashley, Sarah, Anna Nicole, Kimberly.
It's harder to count hands in Zoom too.
Ashley Escobar.
So we do have some students that have prepared some slides specifically about their internships. So that's coming up right after this. But from the students on the other student panel, if you want to share for a moment some of your internship experiences, who they were with, what they were about, and what it was like, I think we'd like to hear that as well. So let's take a few minutes, and anyone who wants to share, please do.
Well, I'll go first. I was part of the Kaiser IM internship this year. And basically, what we did was we heard a lot of the presentations from medical professionals, and they talked about their journey to the medical field. And I thought it was very inspiring because I would see some women who were like Latina like me, and I felt very inspired because you don't see a lot of people in the medical field that look, like me. And I also thought it was very inspiring when they would talk about their stories. A lot of them didn't have like a straight path to medicine, and that's not what when they graduated from college, that's not what they wanted to do, but they somehow ended up there. So that inspired me too, because as I'm going to college, I'm still unsure of what I want to study. And yeah.
Thank you, Heidi. That was great. Anyone else?
I don't know if this counts as a like volunteering thing, but I worked the polls.
Oh, that counts.
Yeah, okay, then yeah. I was a poll worker, and I think I actually talked about this recently. I think at the time, the our country was just like really divided with like different views and different perspectives. But working at the polls, like it didn't matter like your view. I think it was mainly about like trying to get the votes out there, and me being a poll worker, like I helped them through that. So I helped them, have I guess a good experience at the polls. I worked at Dodger Stadium, and I think it was just like a really good environment and a really good opportunity to like not only help people, get their voices out there, but also the fact that I was like really like at home, for like a whole year. And then going out there and like having like stepping outside of my comfort zone and like having more social skills, I just think that was like a really good experience. And I'm really glad I did it. Thank you.
And just to comment on that, Tuti and a number of other students took advantage of that opportunity as well. And not only, would that be out of anyone's comfort zone during a regular election, but as she pointed out, such a polarizing one, added, definitely a sense of uncertainty. Maybe even made it seem like a dangerous situation, given the climate in the country. Like, are people gonna, react in a certain way or do something during election day? On top of that, there's a pandemic going on, so multiple layers on top of what this job was, and I can't commend you enough for taking the opportunity and really really digging in and getting a lot out of it. I think it was so cool, and I hope that when the next election rolls around, you'll be up for doing it again, because it's a great experience for you, and the process doesn't work without it. So thank you. All right, so I want to, in the interest of time, transition to our next group of students. They're all seniors, 2 from medical, 2 from engineering, and they're going to share their experiences in a little bit more depth about their internships that they had over this past year. And all I'll say is that both of the internships were virtual, but they varied quite significantly in terms of the content and what they studied. So screen sharing is enabled. So why don't we have, well, I think they're all ladies, yeah. Do you, does either group have a preference as to who wants to go first, or medical or engineering group? You can put it in the chat, or
We'll go first.
We'll go first. All right. I think those are our medical students. So why don't you let me know when you can share your screen, and away we'll go. And if you could introduce yourselves as well. Kimberly, you might still be muted. Okay.
Mr. kicked Anna Nicole out.
Oh, okay. Tuti, do you have a question? Oh, your hand was just raised from before.
Oh,
No, that's okay. I think she's back. Yeah, Anna Nicole's back now. So feel free to begin when you're ready.
So my name is Ana Nicole Figueroa. I am in the medical pathway, and I'm going to be attending Cal State LA in the fall, and I'm going to be majoring in pre-nursing.
my name's Kimberly. I'll be attending Cal State LA this fall, majoring in pre-nursing. And this is our presentation about the Kaiser Internal Medicine internship that we attended during our senior year. So the Kaiser Internal Medicine internship was a program that was run by Dr. Shu, Jason Gilbert, and David Trachtenberg. This program was a 4-month program that took place every Wednesday through Zoom from 2 to 5 in the evenings. Every person who attended and completed this internship will be awarded with a scholarship of $1,000. This internship also provided students with an in-depth look at several healthcare professions, health problems, and diseases.
The purpose of the internship was to provide students with an insight to different healthcare occupations. We had guest speakers each session, and they would come and speak to us about their career path towards the medical field. So it would allow us to interact with them and ask them any questions we had and get any ideas on like what they do, like what their daily life is like. And it provided students with the opportunity to listen to those presentations and also get an idea of different occupations out there. And also from the med talks that we would also get information from there based on health diseases that are out there.
Okay, so one out of the 3 main goals is that this provided students with an understanding of different healthcare professions. It also gave the opportunity for students to engage with the guest speakers by asking questions. And it also allowed students to actively participate with their pod meetings and with their mentors and mentees by doing different activities.
So one thing that we learned was from the med talks that were given by students. So as a participant in the internship, you're required to give 2 med talks, any topic of your choice. So on the right, you can see 4 med talks, 2 that I did myself and 2 that Kimberly did herself. And what we learned from these med talks were information based on different diseases and different health conditions out there, some that we weren't even aware of. So that gave us an insight of like what to look out for, such as that the presentations included like symptoms, risk factors for the disease, what was the disease about, long and short-term complications, and also how to prevent it, as well as with treatments.
So during each session in the beginning, we would have guest speakers. As you can see right here, the images, these are the presentations of the guest speakers. So with the guest speakers, we were able to get an insight into the root of medicine and also a brief description of what their occupation was like. We were also got the opportunity to ask questions and interact with each healthcare doctor. So some of the guest speakers we had during this internship was a pediatrician, a pharmacist, a physical therapist, someone who's in family medicine, a radiologist, and a physician assistant.
So how can we apply this knowledge of what we learned from the internship into our daily lives? So what we learned from the med talks, we're able to be more aware of more common health conditions out there. With the information that we also gain, we're also can be more aware of how to make better health conditions, not only for ourselves, but for others as well. And from the guest speakers presentations that we had, we're also able to learn about different healthcare occupations and possibly alter our minds on the career path we choose to take in the future.
Thank you. Any questions?
So this is open to really anyone here for questions you might have about Kimberly and Anna Nicole's experience.
Hey guys, this is Neil Chawla. I think I presented at this program earlier on, so I'm really pleased to hear how well your experience went. I was wondering, did this program or programs like it change your interest in going into healthcare, or were you guys interested in healthcare careers before you chose to go into this program?
I was interested in the career, in the medical field already. I do want to become a pediatrician. So from participating in this program and internship, it allowed like a pediatrician to hear their presentation from them. So I guess it kind of gave me an insight.
Awesome, thank you.
I had a question too. So my name is Patricio. I actually went to STEM before and I'm graduating from Channel Islands now. So I had a question about how it was done virtually. So do you guys think as students and as student participants, do you guys think that this virtual format for the internship changed how you were able to connect with the panelists who were speaking and things like that? Do you think it made it maybe a little easier to network with them afterwards or anything like that?
It's a great question. Thank you, Patricio.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, sorry. So the question is do you think that the virtual format of the internship kind of changed how you interacted with the panelists or the speakers? Do you think it might have made it easier or harder for you to network with them or follow up afterwards or anything like that as student participants?
Okay, so I feel like it did change because if we were actually in person, I feel like with the people that would come to Kaiser, we would get physical experience and we would done more activities and it would have been much funner and we would have learned more techniques and stuff like that.
But I also wanted to add that I feel like having the internship be virtual, it gave us more insight on doctor, like who they were, where they come from. And I feel like if we had it in person, we wouldn't have gotten to know a lot about them, more so of what they do, what their profession is. So I did like that it was virtual. However, I feel like personally I would prefer that it would have been in person because I would have gotten hands-on experience on what their career is like.
And to weigh in on that, part of that was by design. In talking with Dr. Gilbert and Dr. Shu and Mr. Bagian as well, when we were sort of strategizing about what the internship would look like, knowing that it would be entirely virtual, because last year it started in person, and then I guess the majority of it was still virtual, but in March, everything was either be virtual or go entirely. So they pivoted really quickly during last year's internship to continue making it meaningful in an online capacity. But we sort of had the benefit of that experience and a little bit more time to be more intentional about what this internship would look like. And for sure, one of the things we wanted to focus on was a bit more of a social emotional perspective in terms of the path that the doctors took to get to where they are, what their experiences were like, maybe even what their high school experiences were like, how they chose the field of medicine, that sort of thing, as opposed to every session being, chock full of as much clinical type information as possible. So it's good to hear that component resonated and worked out. And I wasn't able to sit in on as many sessions as I wanted, but those that I was able to attend were captivating. And when these doctors were speaking and they had their PowerPoints showing mapping their pathway to their current careers, it was really amazing, and everyone was quite different. So yeah, I think I'm glad to hear it was a valuable experience for the students, which was the goal.
Kimberly and Anna Nicole, what did you say you're majoring in at the university?
Cal State LA in the nursing program.
In the nursing, okay. Anna Nicole, you're in nursing. Kimberly?
I'll also be attending Cal State LA and also in the pre-nursing program, majoring in the pre-nursing program.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. If folks have additional questions for Anna Nicole and Kimberly, please put them in the chat. And if we don't have the time to address them during this meeting, we will afterwards, and we'll get your responses out to you via email. But I want to send it over to Sarah and Miriam so they can share their experiences about their engineering internship. So Miriam, Sarah, when you're ready, share your screen.
I'll share my screen.
All right.
All right. Okay. Okay. So, hello, my name is Miriam.
And I'm Sarah.
And we were part of the Woodbury Architecture internship.
Okay, so again, my name is Sarah Moreno. I am an 11th grader, currently attending STEM's engineering pathway. Because I begin applying to colleges in a few months, I hope to apply to universities like Carnegie Mellon, Cornell, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, as well as design-specific colleges like Otis College of Art and Design and the Art Center.
I'm Miriam. I'm also in 11th grade engineering pathway, and I'm not too sure what I want to do yet. I'm still debating on it, but I hope to, or I'm working towards going into a private university through One Voice, and they give a lot of benefits to students, so that's why I'm leaning more towards private.
Okay, so we were offered by our engineering teacher to be a part of an internship that collaborated with professionals in this career, courtesy to Woodbury University. They actually ran the program by providing all the resources and hosting the meetings. The internship itself introduced students to ideas that ran and taught us the fundamentals of design and the importance of creativity in architecture. At the beginning of the internship, we were paired with mentors geared towards our specific interests and hobbies and career goals. In every meeting, we were sent out into breakout rooms, and they aided us in finding and helping us find what we wanted to do or pursue as a mission to better the world around us. And you can see in the next slide, we did a Who You exercise that had us create a bridge between everyday problems and solutions through the use of design.
Sorry, I was muted. Okay. So the mentors who were architects and interior designers, they offered us insights into their field of work and also part of their personal lives. For example, they told us about different positions on their teams, like project manager and budget manager. They also shared some obstacles they faced in their lives and how they overcame them as well. We also went on virtual field trips around their firms. They explained their work dynamics and their general schedules, which consisted of multiple team meetings throughout the day. The picture on the right, that's one of the sites that one of my mentors' firm helped build. It's the Burbank Airport here in California.
Now, the whole purpose of joining this program for me was because I wanted to see what kinds of things I'd be doing in a field like this, since I'm hoping to major in architecture in the future.
My personal goal or purpose for joining this internship was mostly to find a field of interest, just because I'm not too sure what I want to be yet. I was hoping to gain some insight on what they do and hopefully like cure some of my curiosity about the field. Sorry. Okay. So the picture on the left is a laser cut build. This was one of the hands-on projects we did in the internship. It was made using a stronger type of cardboard with slits made by a laser cutter. They were really precise and they just slid right in. We followed instructions on how to build it through a building software used by Woodbury and other professionals, which is called Python. A lot of engineers use this specific program, so it was pretty cool, like knowing our way or finding how professionals use it and how they work their ways around it. Also, we didn't need any extra glue because these were really precise cuts and it held the different pieces in super nicely. Also, this build did not have a set purpose, so we thought of our job was to find ways to introduce this build into our everyday lives. So we had to use our creativity. We found different ways, such like a pencil holder. It would work as one. I'm missing a piece, but I had an incomplete set, but I could have used it as a pencil holder. I would have given it to my mom as a makeup holder, and it also could have served as a lampshade.
Now the pictures on the right are structures made from origami. When we did the origami exercise, it was hard because it was over Zoom, but the experience was all the same. We learned different terminology that architects use, like valley and mountain folds. We also learned that different folds could be contorted to create different shapes and structures. And while a current student at Woodbury led the exercise, she was also teaching us that creating structures was very important. Whether they used origami or wooden sticks to make them, the value of envisioning an idea and then creating it was extremely crucial to the development of a plan or design. Okay, so this internship was fulfilling in a way where they allowed me to connect the real world to the design world, like one of the mentors had done by engaging their community to rebuild a school that ran on efficient energy. But in terms of what I learned specifically, I'd say that it would most likely be becoming aware of positions in this field. I knew there were many important ones, but I couldn't wrap my head around the opportunities available within them. And the internship made that easier to understand. And I also learned the importance of innovation and ingenuity through building origami structures. And I've always wondered why architects use them or built them, but clearly it's an important step in the creative process.
I learned a lot of things too, but one of the most important things I took out of the internship was the importance of innovating and accentuating. For example, one of the meetings that really stuck with me was when this speaker came in to talk about one of the projects him and his team were working on or worked on. They were remodeling an old warehouse that was used by Asian immigrant workers. And yeah, they through keeping its cultural history by incorporating colors and symbols, they were able to keep the integrity of they were able to keep the they were able to keep the integrity of the historical culture of the warehouse, but they were also able to transform it. So I guess the importance of environment and the culture and the history really played out in the transformation of the building. Also, the virtual tours helped me realize the how important connections are and how uh, I learned that these teams took time outside of their work hours to really come together and connect, and how that really helped their collaboration process, and it made their work come out even better just because they were able to create those more intimate connections within their teammates. So yeah. Um, thank you. Any questions?
That was wonderful. Thank you, ladies. Really in depth, lots of information. I didn't know that much about the internship, and I know it's been running for at least 2, maybe even 3 years. So thank you for that great presentation. I want to open it up to our audience for any questions they might have for you.
If there's no questions.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble with my connection. I do have a question for them. I really enjoyed your presentation, and you spoke a lot of wisdom. I hope that you have a record of what you actually presented today to keep and look back on as you progress through the rest of high school and into college. Many of the points you raised, I think, are sort of like universal truths. Did you give any thought to how, even if you decided not to pursue this specific area of engineering, how it might influence what you would want out of your career choice?
Well, I love working with people, and I know that nowadays all the jobs require working in teams, but I knew that specifically you can't one person can't build a really large structure like the Burbank Airport in California that my mentor helped build. So I guess even if I didn't go into architecture, I guess seeing how the mentors were able to overcome their obstacles was really inspiring to me, and it kind of like, it sounds cheesy, but it really did push me to keep going, because one of the mentors' stories really stuck with me and I related to it a lot. So it was more like, if she was super inspiring. She said if she can do it, then anyone can do it. So I guess the perseverance and also like the perseverance even in architecture, like sometimes you run behind schedule, but you have to keep things going because you're under budget and the contractor wants it by this day, and then a lot of just keep moving forward. Yeah.
For me, I'd say that everything in this world survives because of some creativity or out of the box thinking. So learning that everything in architecture connects to their environment really emphasized the idea that no matter what you do, authenticity and originality is vital in what you produce.
Really wonderful, you guys. Really wonderful.
Excellent. Thank you again, ladies. And I know that on our agenda, it was promised we'd end at 1:55, and I will find a way to make up the 2 minutes I have stolen from you. But I do want to say thank you all for coming. Thank you. Huge thanks to our current students, and of course to our alumni. Patricio, as Ms. Kogan mentioned in the chat, huge congratulations on your attendance or about to be attendance at medical school at Michigan State, I believe. So just so awesome. We can't stop talking about it, and we won't. So congratulations, you make us proud. We're very excited about that. And for all of you who are here, we thank you for your constant support and ever renewing commitment to our students and what we do here. In the chat is a form that you may have filled out before, but it just collects your basic information and gives a checklist on ways that you'd like to stay involved with STEM going forward. And we're hoping that in the fall, school will look a whole lot more like school, because I know, as you've heard, many of the students want that. And golly, from my opinion, I sure want that too. So let's hope that the world cooperates and we can make that happen, not just for us, but for everyone. So if you do have any last questions, please feel free to put those in the chat. Thank you again, everyone. Be well and be safe out there. And we hope to all actually see you without cameras very soon. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Good luck, everyone.
Thank you, Mary. Hi, Shahira. Hi, Ms. Molly.
How are you?
Doing well. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad you're keeping that up, because I guess everybody is probably running out of steam by now from Zoom.
This was my last bit of steam to
I feel your
put
pain.
this together. So
I feel your pain. I'm going to still be on Zoom for at least the next 3 months, so I'm not looking forward to that. But it's better than not having anything, so I won't complain.
That's true.
alternative.
That's true.
I won't complain. So, well, it was very nice to see everybody.
Nice to see you too.
Yes, and I'll be happy to come to the school once you're up and running again.
That'd be wonderful.
Yes, and I'll actually follow up with an email probably by tomorrow. I'm starting a new business. I've been very busy with that because I want to expand the scope of what I offer, and it's basically for biotechnology career development. So I have a course for people who want to enter the biotech industry, and then mainly adult learners, professionals, but it could also include people taking a gap year, high schoolers, or university students taking a gap year or looking to change. And then I have another course for professional development for teachers. So I'll send you that, and you want to take a look or share it with your colleagues or post
Absolutely.
it on social media.
Please do.
All right.
All right.
Thank
you, Shahira. Nice
Thanks,
seeing you.
Shahira.
Nice to see you all. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
too.
Thank you as well. You as well. All right. Take care.
Bye.
Ms. Molly, I'll see you in our next meeting. Bye, everyone out there in YouTube land. Thanks for tuning in.